Minecraft. You can do anything in this game. You can mine, you can craft, you can Minecraft. There are sheep, villagers, zombies, dragons, caves, forests, deserts, and even hell. And just look at the view. What is all this? This is too much. This isn't Minecraft. I'm on a ghast. Well, at least the caves are still what they used to be. I'll be going down to what I know and what is this? This place is huge. What the hell? Okay then. Okay, what's that supposed to do? Am I supposed to be scared? Oh! Hello internet, welcome to Solamax. If you love Minecraft, smash that subscribe button, because today we're gonna be looking at probably the biggest game of all time. Since its full release back in 2011, Minecraft has been keeping its relevancy every single day. Even when it starts to fade, it always finds a way back to the top eventually. Whether that may be coming from a new big update, some random meme, a Swedish man, or a full-blown movie. But today, we're gonna be specifically focusing on the updates. Recently, I had a talk with some classmates about Minecraft, of all things, and one of them said, which was surprising to me at the time, that they no longer liked the game due to all the updates that made it feel less and less like Minecraft. I nodded and thought to myself, haha, dumbass, and while I still heavily disagree, I've thought more about it and have realized that there is definitely a debate to be had. Because when exactly will Mojang stray too far from the game's original agenda and start feeling less and less like the Minecraft we all know and love? Is it even possible, or is it something that has already happened? We've seen it before with Among Us, where returning players might feel discouraged from getting back into the game when they see there are now roles such as the Guardian Angel, Engineer, Scientist, Shapeshifter, Phantom, Noisemaker, and Tracker, all playable in new maps such as the Airship and the Fungal.
How do they make this more and more epic?
Sometimes simple is better, like a McDonald's cheeseburger versus a premium one. But does that also account for Minecraft? Today we'll be looking at some of the changes that either changed the game, its image, or both. And we'll be figuring out the effects of these updates and if Minecraft's future is still hopeful or on a dark path towards the irrelevancy they've been desperately avoiding thus far. Please smash that subscribe button.
Hey, Big Steve!
In 1.9, we received the combat update, where we went from just smashing that poor left mouse button to meticulously planning out every move, literally jumping into action, as now jumping gave extra damage. For some reason. To this day, 8 years since the update, some people are still debating on what is best. Am I gonna be doing that? No, because it's obviously very subjective, and frankly, I am scared. But it does really come down to whether you want a caveman or not. Whatever you prefer, this was the first time the genuine feel of Minecraft was altered. Its incredibly simple gameplay was changed to something requiring a bit more brainpower, which, for the player standards, might have been too much to ask for. You telling me my monkey brain can't just smash mouse button? Sorry Minecraft, we're through. Hypixel, for example, just couldn't handle the change, so they stuck to the old combat, allowing the children on Bed Wars to just spam that left mouse button till eternity. If I had to give my opinion, I can definitely see the appeal in both, but I have no issues with what there is now. It's not like it's the most complex thing in the world, but in those 0 times a year that I play Bed Wars or any of that sorts, I'm very bad at it. I'm glad they kept the original, because spamming a mouse isn't too bad either. Whatever the case, this definitely marked one of the first instances of Minecraft changing into something a bit more complex, which many might not have been too receptive towards. And this tiny grudge for these people would only continue as new updates was released.
I just jugged the band director. I got a brand new saxophone.
The villager has and always will be a staple of Minecraft. In a world filled with monsters out to kill you, meeting a friendly villager was the comfort you sorely needed. But aside from walking around, selling you a loaf of bread for 326 emeralds, and saying, their personality just wasn't as apparent as their nose. So Mojang gave them a revamp. Now, villagers could acquire different jobs, sell a huge variety of stuff, do various tasks in relation to their job, and just feel more integrated into the world. Plus, now they even had evil versions, a routine they follow better than any of us lazy bastards, and wandering traders, who's usually dead before he can say his first. This was great, but two jobs stuck out, the farmer and the librarian. People were quick to figure out that if we can get a farmer to help make some carrots or potatoes, we can then sell those to other farmers to make emeralds the librarians would appreciate, thereby giving us enchantment books, allowing us to obtain the enchantments we want instead of relying on luck when using the enchantment table. Yeah. And the villagers, they were ecstatic to hear their jobs could be useful in helping us progress in the game. And that was right up until torture, slave labor, kidnapping, and sexual misconduct came into effect. The first three being necessary for getting what we want, with the fourth being love for the game, I don't know. Whatever the case, this update greatly improved the use of farms in the game, relying on contraptions rather than exploration to get the materials we need. For a lot of items like sugarcane, crops, monster loot, and enchantment books, I think this is fine, but I can understand people's criticism on your base feeling more like a factory nowadays than just a home. When almost everything is available through a farm or a villager trade, the need for exploration gets diminished more and more. Plus, it has definitely stopped me from making builds at my base for the aesthetic sake, yeah, cringe, simply because I felt like a farm would work better in that area. And that can definitely make Minecraft feel more like a strategy game than the chill game it used to be more of back in the day. However, I don't think we're there yet. But when your friend takes time out of their day to make a glow squid farm, that's where it might be time.
And just look at the flowers. Just look at the flowers.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
After the expansion of the Nether was a big success, something I think many were happy to see, I don't think anyone was genuinely arguing for this boring bullshit to be kept in the game, Mojang decided to expand another essential part of Minecraft, the caves. The cliffs as well, but whoa, they're taller and goats around them, no one cares. Not as much as these caves, like just look at them. Oh, God. Personally, I love this update. Strip mining was finally a thing of the past, as caves had been expanded to feel like, you're not gonna believe this, caves. I've seen them a lot at this point, and still, every time I'm blown away by how amazing they can look. It is really a sight to behold. However, it does come with a caveat, as diamonds are now much easier to find, officially ending the incredible amount of glee one could have when finding the diamonds, unless they've been hit with the worst luck imaginable. Mojang, however, knew that because of the increased size of the caves, the diamonds are gonna be more exposed, so they decreased the amount of diamonds found in each vein, as the cool kids call them. Before, when finding diamonds, you were hoping for that 7 or 8 vein of diamonds. Now you'll be feeling real lucky to get 3. However, if the diamonds aren't exposed, and you get them through strip mining for example, you'll most likely find them coming in a higher batch. However, unfortunately, strip mining sucks ass, and I will not debate on that. But it's a fair decision to make, although it still does not change the fact that diamonds do not have the same iconic status as they used to, where back in the day, they were practically the best thing in Minecraft. That role has been passed over to netherite, where there isn't any choice but to strip mine. So actually, no, strip mining will never go away. I know you can use beds, and while that is more fun, it's not like I'm clapping my hands in joy every time I get to explode a bed. It gets old fast, is what I'm trying to say. I need me an ore that will genuinely get me up and cheering when finding it. I do miss that.
I'm building rocks and shit and playing fucking Minecraft.
When I was debating on whether or not I had enough things to talk about to make this video, I immediately knew I did when I remembered the Tricky Trials update. This is, I think, the most non-Minecraft-like update to the game. It includes a structure underground that will give you loot depending on the number of boxes you unlock with keys. You know, I haven't actually tried them yet. Give me a second. Alright, cool, that was underwhelming. So I am aware there are ominous trials as well, making the mobs more difficult. I tried that as well. But walking up to a spawner, then you kill 6 enemies and the spawner stops, is, in my opinion, a bit weak, no matter the strength of the mobs. However, it is a very cool structure, and I did have a lot of fun with it. Plus, it has a new enemy called the Blower. No, that's not it. The Breeze. They drop these wind rods you can use to craft wind charges that send yourself up into the air, which allows you to deal more damage with the Mace, which is a new weapon that deals more damage the bigger you fall. Do you see what I'm getting at here? The Mace the trident, the elytra, and the totem of undying. 4 pieces of equipment everyone loves, but for a veteran player returning to Minecraft and seeing these items, it's gonna be hard to get used to and for some even accept.
You're not my
Minecraft. The game that started off with a sense of simplicity has now been bombarded with new mechanics like raids, complex enchantments, and so many wood types. It feels like the advanced mods you would see back in the day where you would think to yourself, that's not Minecraft. Copper? Why would you ever need copper in this game? For players who loved the humble beginnings of the original game, where the most valuable piece of equipment down the caves was the torch, and the nightfall was the most terrifying thing, and not this, modern Minecraft can for some feel a bit too saturated nowadays.
They done killed little Meow now. Meow, get up. No, he did. Oh shit, Meow, I thought she was dead, man. My bad.
Despite all the updates, Minecraft's identity isn't entirely lost. It's just been redefined. Minecraft has evolved from a survival sandbox to a place for telling stories through builds, engineering a workable computer into Minecraft because grass is overrated, exploring a world of various different biomes, or maybe even role-playing.
Want to see my tits?
Boy, do I ever. Pop those cubes out.
Mojang's updates clearly reflect this broader vision, and for players who embrace change, the game has never been better. But for others, the moment the game stops feeling like Minecraft, it's very personal. And when you see how to get the turtle hat or get some flowers through the sniffer, the most unnecessarily complex process, I can understand why people might wish for that simplicity Minecraft was a little more known for back in the day to come back. But what we usually forget is that Minecraft is a project just as much as it is a game, and so it's gonna continue to grow. So Minecraft today is obviously not the same game it was in 2011, and that's not inherently bad. It's broader, more flexible, and more complete. But it's not hard to see how with every expansion, the game moves a little further from its roots as a more quiet and mysterious game. We see how, with the Happy Gas now, Mojang might begin focusing on the lore of the game, which is where I tap out. Don't bring lore into the cube game, please. If there needs to be lore, it should be what the player makes it.
The Ender Dragon.
However, I will accept the Happy Gas because that is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. But whatever vision people hold of a game is gonna come down to where they began. And that's not just with Minecraft. We hold a special bias towards what we grew up with. So when Skibbity Toilet comes... I swear I have a point. So when Skibbity Toilet comes along and we see kids laughing, we're gonna be criticizing the hell out of it because we had MLG 420, which in our opinion is so much better, even though wasn't it really just as brain dead? And when Skibbity Toilet kids grow up, they're gonna be criticizing whatever's new at that time the same way we were. Yes, I just made a Skibbity Toilet analogy, and yes, it felt good, thank you. For many, the true Minecraft we met along the way lives in their first world, the servers they grew up on, the YouTube videos they watched, and the old unpolished world made of blocks. Just look at the old sprite for the pork chop. Ew. So how players perceive Minecraft today depends on where they entered the timeline, what they value in gameplay, and honestly how much they're willing to adapt and accept change. So when does Minecraft stop feeling like Minecraft? When does Minecraft lose its spark? Well, it won't, unless you start chasing a version that no longer exists. Or they add in a role-playing mode.
Want to see my tit?
Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed, and of course, if you did, maybe consider pressing that subscribe button. I don't think I've said that in this video, but it would honestly just make my day a little better, so I hope you might consider. Do also leave a comment if you want. Shout out to C418 for making the greatest music. They're genuinely so good. Also, the other artists that has made music for Minecraft, they are doing an amazing job. Genuinely, I wanted to just say that because 90% of the music I used in this video all comes from Minecraft. So shout out to them. And yeah, do leave a comment if you want. What did you like about the video? What did you dislike? Is there anything you agree on? Anything you disagree on? But yeah, not much more to say. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.
Chicken jockey.